What is up, fam? I have got to make a YouTube video for you guys. We're gonna set up shop here. We're gonna hang out on the couch. I am so excited to make this YouTube video because my mom's oncologist called this morning and said blood work 100%. So she called back and to tell us that her blood counts are in the normal range. So last time we made a video, we had just found out that the cancer was spreading and we had to switch over to new chemotherapy because her oncologist truly didn't believe that anything that they were doing on their end was working. But however, she's getting better and she can't explain it. The only thing that's not better is that her voice is still gone. Anyways, I was getting ready this morning and her oncologist called me to tell me that her blood counts are 100% normal. So that means that her white blood cell count is in the normal range, which it has never been, and that's not normal. Like somebody that's on a very heavy, intense chemotherapy like she is probably won't get into the normal range. Well, that's what they've indicated to us. I can't say that for sure, but I think it's safe to say that it's extremely rare that this isn't a normal occurrence. And today is a huge day. This is very monumental because this is not normal. And the fact that her white blood cell count is normal, like her immune system is up. Which we didn't expect because whenever they gave us the medication, they were like, expect, you know, dryness in hands, expect all these crazy like different side effects, and you know, we had to fill a prescription for nausea, we had to fill a prescription for diarrhea. We haven't had to use those prescriptions at all because they truly thought that she was gonna get side effects, and she hasn't had any, like any. No. So good. How do I feel? I feel happy. I feel healthier. I feel blessed. Remind myself there's a lot of people out there praying for me, and I believe in miracles and the power of prayer. So thank you. And I've told you guys before, but I'll tell you again that every single time someone tells me that they've been praying for her, I'm like, she had a good day yesterday. So I understand that maybe you guys are curious what we've been doing that's so different, because according to our oncologist, the chemotherapy, the drugs that they have her on, she doesn't really know if they're doing anything, and truly she doesn't know if it's attributing to her healing at all. So I created this channel to be completely transparent with you guys and to help anyone that may be going through the same thing, to just give them hope. Because I told my mom this morning, and I'll tell you guys because I never told anyone this before, whenever she was being diagnosed, as we were sitting in the hospital, she had just come off of life support, and as the doctor was explaining the cancer and saying that it came back and that it is now in her brain, in her ovaries, in her heart, so in her sac around the heart, you know, it just felt like it was everywhere. But my initial gut feeling, and call me crazy, my initial intuition was screaming, it can be healed. Logically, that makes absolutely no sense. But there's no sense in giving up and just allowing that diagnosis to be the diagnosis. We have to keep a clear head. And of course, being realistic and understanding that, yeah, things can go south, but also holding that vibration and that belief that things could heal, like miracles are possible, you know? So both of us together, we believe in miracles being possible. And I think that's the very first step. And I think that's the most important thing, is just to hold on to hope. Even though our voice doctor says that she'll never get her voice back, we accept that, she accepts that, but we still believe that it's possible that it could come back. Yes. So there's a difference between trying to force things and being like, no, it has to be this way, and having full acceptance and allowance of these things happening, but also having a vision of it being able to turn around and holding on to that vibration and getting yourself into that. I know that might be over some people's head or just a little too much, but basically we just have this undying belief that things can turn around. And I think that's the very, very first step, is just to believe and just know that there's hope. I mean, obviously we're not in the clear yet, but her blood counts are normal. So I'm excited. I think that's really, really good. That's a positive thing. So I want to show you and I want to talk you guys through everything that we do. So number one thing, having the belief. But what we've been doing more internally, I guess, is she's been doing something called brain rewiring, where she just visualizes what she wants her future to look like to make it super easy and clear and concise for you. If you guys want to look more into it, it's something like what Joe Dispenza teaches, if you guys want to look into that. The other things that we've been doing has been breath work every day. So we're really allowing a lot of energy to move through there. It's super cleansing, super grounding, and then it oxygenates her body, and cancer hates oxygen. So it's funny, even just in the place where we've been breathing, the cancer's been resolving itself in that area. I don't think that's coincidence. So the biggest, most recent change that we've made is we've completely switched over to a lectin-free diet. This cookbook is everything you need to know about a lectin-free diet. I will link it in the description below. But basically, Dr. Gundry talks about healing the gut by not eating lectin. But this is a good key component other than mindset and then nutrition. And then we're gonna talk about supplements and everything that we use. So the company that I primarily use is called Usana. Usana is the highest standard vitamin company in the world. They've had third parties that have nothing to do with the company come in and validate their potency. And Usana is the most potent vitamins that you can get. So I love Usana, and they have the cleanest stuff that you can find. I did probably about 3 months of research before I started investing into these supplements, and that was 3 years ago for myself. So this has been something that I've been taking very religiously over the last 3 years. And then, you know, of course my mom's on all of it. So the first thing I take is omega-3s, which is just a fish oil. This is the Biomega. And most companies, they'll actually have a clear bottle, and if it's a clear bottle, then the oils will go rancid. And then we have her on something called Core Minerals. These are all of your essential nutrients. And you see this little green sticker here. This actually means that it has a technology in it called intelligence, and intelligence helps the mitochondria recycle and renew itself, and that is unheard of in any other company. That's exclusive to this company because they have a patent. And I don't know if you guys know this, but patents are very, very hard to get. So they're very rare to get, and the fact that they were able to get a patent on a supplement is just very rare and very unheard of. The next thing she takes is something called Hepa Plus. This is a liver support. It's actually supposed to help her with flushing out the toxins in her liver, but also supports the chemo. So this is extremely essential, especially for those of you that may be on intense medications. The liver needs a lot of support. The next thing we give her is something called Proflavanol C. This has grapeseed extract in it, and it's basically like a high vitamin C, but it has grapeseed extract is known to kill cancer and cut off any pathways that cancer has for growth. The next thing I give her is D3, so this is just straight up vitamin D, and there's about 4 tablets of this, and that's about 4,000 IU. And then her Cell Essentials also have 1,000 IU in it. So it's about 5,000 IU a day of vitamin D. And then the other supplement that I give her is something called AHCC. A friend of mine sent me a podcast on this. I can link it in the description below if you just want to listen in. It's basically a mushroom supplement that helps boost the immune system like no other. And they talk about curing HPV in the podcast. So I'll just link that below so you guys can listen to it. But I noticed a huge difference the month that we went on 1 month of it, and I was like, I don't really know if it's making a difference. Like, we tried these supplements, and then the month that she was not on it, I noticed that she was kind of going downhill and getting like, I don't know, she just wasn't as like herself, and she was coughing more, and she just seemed a little bit more miserable. And I was like, did you notice last month, the month that she was on this supplement, that you were better? And we couldn't really figure it out. But anyways, I put her back on it, and I feel really good about this one. You can listen to the podcast, so I'll just give you more information on it. The next thing that I give her is probiotics. So this is obviously super good for the gut. It's gonna put some probiotics into your gut, helps heal the gut lining. And I really like this product because it comes in these like little packages where she just cuts off the top and puts it into her mouth. And this believe it or not, I have a story behind this, but I'll tell you another day. This actually prevents you from having any kind of food poisoning before it happens. So if you're ever feeling nauseous or anything like that, have food poisoning, this is how powerful this is. It can truly, I've tried it, not intentionally, but anyways, I tried it before, and it helps with food poisoning. So that's how powerful this is. And then the other thing that she puts in her smoothie every single day is something called Shilijit. And this is kind of like a black tar, I don't know how to explain it, but it kind of looks like that. You can see it's goopy and really, it's like ancient, Ayurvedic, intense. I don't know, I don't ask questions. I hear that it helps with cancer and then I'm like, cool, I'm all over it. What's it gonna hurt? And this stuff lasts forever too, by the way. But we also have her on something called an activated charcoal. I think this is pretty easy to find. I heard that it helps with like chemo detoxing and stuff like that because it actually carries the toxins. So it holds the toxins and carries the toxins out. Because sometimes whenever we're releasing toxins into our body, the liver, again, liver support's really important. The liver, you know, doesn't know where to put them and doesn't have the capacity to flush them out, so it recycles them back into your system. And activated charcoal along with chlorella is apparently one of the 2 things that actually helps your toxins move out of your body. And then the last thing we have her on is this white powder, and it's called fenbendazole. Anyways, it's this one's a bit different. We saw a video on Joe Tippens and he took this. It's a deparasitic dewormer. It fights off parasites specifically for dogs. And when we watched this, he basically, his story is really cool. He only had a few months to live, basically started taking this stuff. He actually has a whole Facebook group. There's a huge community. I cannot even keep up with the amount of success stories that are in that. But if you want to check that out, obviously I'll put that in the link below. So as for supplements, that's all we're taking. She's also on like a greens powder. I'm trying to like mix that all up and switch it all up because in this book, he mentions that a lot of greens powders have something called wheatgrass? Yeah. Wheatgrass in it, which has lectins in it, which can damage your gut lining. So your intestinal lining. So I'm gonna try to research and find a really good greens powder for her, and I'll obviously update you guys on what that is. But as for right now, that's pretty much all we've been doing. I mean, we've been getting outside a lot often. We've been grounding. We just have a really stress-free, easy life. And if you guys have any questions, obviously, like, we're open book. We love sharing this. This is part of our story. And this is a huge, huge milestone for us. So I just wanted to share now before I forget, just in case we get down the road and be like, what were we doing? I just wanted to share with you guys and be totally transparent with what we're doing, all the crazy stuff that we're trying, and something's working. Something's working. She's doing so good. I'm in absolute, not disbelief, but awe, because this is just something that, you know how you hope that it's possible, but you have never seen it, you know, firsthand. You see it on, you know, the TV shows and like the crazy stuff, and you're like, oh, that'd be so nice, but like, I don't know, we're normal people. We're just normal people. We gotta go. If you guys have any questions, let us know. I know this was a short, sweet video. Yeah, it's nice just to keep things updated for that. But yeah, let us know if you have any questions. Until then, we will see you next time. Have the best day ever. Bye.